Hello everyone. Hello Pisces. This is Hoodie Priestess Tarot Witch. And let's do a reading for you. I am a little bit late getting my readings started this week. That's because I've been practicing magic. Oh yes. I've been trying to practice magic to get my garden caught up with and my house cleaned, and I'm trying to manifest a new sink in the kitchen, and then when I'm done with that I have to manifest a new toilet in the bathroom, and I've got all kinds of magic that I have to do. So I'm probably not going to read as many tarot cards for the signs as I would like to this week, but we're looking at Pisces right now, and we're looking at the Dreamsong Oracle, which is it's a deck that I have not used with you before. All right, let's look at what kind of oracle we have for Pisces. See if we can draw a couple for them. I hope everything's been going well for Pisces. Boy, if you have any children in your life, you're getting ready to go back to school. That's a big deal. Okay, for Pisces, what do we have for Pisces? Let's see if we get any jumpers. For Pisces, I've never asked this deck to give a card to Pisces before, so let's see what you do. Where is Pisces? What does Pisces need to know? And with this, let's open up the channel to receive messages for Pisces. It says, lean into the storm. How many of you are living in flood areas right now? I've been seeing all of this news on YouTube mainly about the storms. Like people in Indiana. I just saw news about people in Indiana. With all the flooding out there. There's a full moon in the background. Can you see that? Lean into the storm is number 29. All right, so I wonder what that means when the storm causes upheaval for you. What is it going to be? What's going to be the long-term effect? You know, if you look at the long game, what messages need to come through for Pisces, please? And we have craft your focus. Craft your focus is number 13. Let's look for one more oracle card here for Pisces. For Pisces. All right, who do we have? There's somebody flipped over in the deck too. 43. Abandon worry. Sounds like a good idea. Abandon worry. And who is flipped over? A couple of cards. Yeah, this one really reminds me of you, Pisces. It says, get your brave on. $44, get your brave on. And we have 39, welcome presence. Interesting card there. What does that mean? Welcome presence. I think I'm going to look that one up first. 39. The number 39 would reduce down to 12. And then 12 would reduce down to 3. Manifestation, creativity, collaboration. It's a 3. It's a good solid structure if you're talking about something physical. It's the great work. 3 is to build the great work. Okay, let's look at 39 and start with that. Welcome presence. The garden of consciousness is ever flourishing, ever changing. Your quest right now is to soothe the thoughts that churn up the soil, to intentionally calm the frantic buzzing of anxiety and concern. Create intentional solitude. Let the stillness at your core rise to meet the circumstances of your situation. Court the stillness so that your clarity in your clarity, the next right thing for your life can take root and bloom. This is not a time for effort. It is a time for ease, for relief, for deep, internal, intentional calm. As Lao Tzu said, do you have the patience to wait till your mud settles and the water is clear? Can you remain unmoving till the right action arises by itself? The Master doesn't seek fulfillment. Not seeking, not expecting. She is present and can welcome all things. It's a very Zen card there, but it still has, I really wonder, I mean, look at this. This one makes just, to me still, I can hear flood overtones in it. Here's an umbrella. Here's another umbrella. I think I'm reading for Pisces who are in the flood zones right now. Maybe you're in the flood zone in more than one way. Maybe it's a literal rain and water flood. Maybe it's a flood of something else. Let's look at Get Your Brave On, number 44. That would be an 8. 8 is the number of work and mastery and authority and power and abundance and speed. Think of the 8 of Wands, full speed ahead. All energy moving in unison in one direction. Okay, I need to stop talking and find the page, Pisces. Get your brave on. Sometimes bravery isn't about warrior tactics and kicking ass. Sometimes bravery is a tender rebellion, a daring to believe in possibility when all others shout doubt or worry. This moment calls you to courage, especially the kind of courage it takes to believe in yourself, your aspirations, and your dream song. This kind of courage comes from becoming your own best friend. Champion your heart. Advocate for the truth inside it. Dare to lose the approval or security of another when claiming the authenticity of your original voice. You must bravely and ruthlessly participate in your own blessing. To thine own self be true is one of the bravest things you can do. And hardest, I think. You know, we can know our truth. What is the patron saint? I'm thinking of the High Priestess, Pisces. I think that's your tarot card, the High Priestess. And she is the one who knows all your inner truths. She knows all your truths, even the ones you don't want to know, even the ones that you're slamming a door on it. You don't want to see it. The High Priestess knows all of it. And she always urges you to listen to your intuition. This one, look what she has around her now. We have a lot of full moon cards coming up here. There's a full moon in this card. Can you see it? In the back. And then there's an owl in there with her. She's listening to her own wisdom. But we have a prominence of full moon imagery in these cards. We have a prominence of rain and flood and umbrella. There's a full moon here, right up in this corner. I wonder if something significant for you isn't going to happen on the full moon. Here we have a crescent moon. But we're not even at crescent moon stage now. Let's look up this umbrella card. This is abandon worry. There's a card I love. I love when I can abandon worry. Let the worry fly right out of the top of your umbrella. Let it burst open and let everything release. That's a 43, which would reduce down to a 7. I always say that 7 is the number of spirit working for you in your life. Okay, here we go now. Worry doesn't empty tomorrow of its storms. It robs today of its sunshine. This moment asks you to trust instead of worry. It's not as bad as you think. Your worry is attempting to shelter you from an oncoming storm, but it's working overtime to convince you of a darkness that may never come. Your concern and self-protection are healthy. You need them. Worry, however, is not your friend. It robs you of your peace of mind and can keep you from trying new things, things that could potentially be a wonderful fit for you. Abandon all things that do not fit you, genes, relationships, beliefs. Worry has always been too confining. Break through that dark ceiling and your possibilities will soar free. So on one hand, now we're getting told, to trust our inner guidance system, our intuition, our inner wisdom. On the other hand, though, we want to use our discernment and know we don't want to listen to the voices of anxiety inside of our head, because that is sort of a waste of our energy, right? Worrying about something. You could be spending your time worrying about something that's never going to happen. Let's go ahead and look at craft your focus. It seems to be a message strung all through these cards here. Craft your focus is number 13, which reduces to 4, which is stability. Stability, reliability. It can also be stubbornness. Can be not wanting to change. All right, here we go. This is a time, though, that is demanding all of us to go through changes, whether we want to or not. It's an especially trying time. Your vision is magnifying. Your vision is a magnifying energy force, amplifying and expanding what it perceives. Yeah, so this goes back to not listening to our anxiety, because it can amplify that too. In any given moment, you have one choice. You can turn your gaze toward what you don't want, what isn't working, what you are fearful of, what you worry about, or you can look at what you treasure, what you love, what you hope for, despite what reality tells you is possible. Either way, what you focus on grows. Remember that. This is such an important thing for everybody, Send this message to other people who need to hear it, even if they're not Pisces. This message can be for everybody. Focus on what lights you up, and then that will grow. It's really good advice. Now is the time to use this very simple power to direct the energy and flow of your experience. When you focus on what you already have with gratitude and what you want with love and appreciation, you create the energy version of your vision before there is any proof in the material world. This moment invites you to consciously choose your focus. Very good. And I think that's good advice for everybody. Everybody, Pisces. Go tell it on the mountain. Your message this week is good for all. And let's lean into the storm. Okay? There's all kinds of storms. I mean, we have meteorological storms, but I think we're dealing with all kinds of storms in our society. Storms of change, storms of upheaval, storms of disruption, storms that ask us to, on a dime, stop what we've been doing and do something new. And we don't know where we'll end up with that. But anyway, okay, here we go now. Lean into the storm. Nothing shows up in your experience that isn't on your side. The hardest part of hardship is accepting that your pain isn't only happening to you, but for you. Storms and burdens are gifts from your deepest soul self. Their aim is to help shape you into the person your soul wanted to become before you arrived on this planet. In this moment, you're invited to see your difficulties as temporary guests, visiting with the singular intent of helping unearth your heart's truest song. As Rumi said, this being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Be grateful for whoever comes because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Ooh, well, there you go. All kinds of oracle messages for you. Now let's look at a couple tarot decks. And I wonder, the Tarot of the Abyss has been asking to speak. Wanted me to take it out. Phantom-wise, it just became so contentious. I had a really hard time shuffling Phantom-wise. It just wanted to fight me, and I think it is tired. I've used it exclusively ever since I first got it. I love the deck, but it needs to rest. In the meantime, Tarot of the Abyss was wanting to come out and speak. So, Tarot of the Abyss, we need to channel messages for the tribe of Pisces. Let us be a channel for messages that strongly need to come through for Pisces at this time. And speaking of time, this is a timeless message. I will not date it so that you can go through and watch it whenever. I don't care. All right, now for Pisces, for Pisces. All right, let's see what we have. What message needs to come through for Pisces? For Pisces, please. We're going to do a 3-card draw. Let us do a 3-card draw. Message for Pisces. One more shuffle. What is the message for Pisces? I don't want to read reversals here. Okay, here we go. For Pisces. No, I don't much like to read reversals. I certainly can. I have. But I am not in the season for it right now. Okay, Pisces, we have the 3 of Swords. Now this deck includes 2 3 of Swords and 2 10 of Swords. This 3 of Swords is after we have gone through the pain and we have healed of the pain from the 3 swords through the heart. This is where we're absorbing the lessons that we learned. And so you can see that it's like letters are flying out of the book, or maybe they're like birds, and they're going right into this person's brain. So they are, and the swords are there. You can see. I've dropped the card. Okay, so that's our 3 of Swords. What else do we have for Pisces? So Pisces, you are learning, or you are in the process of learning from things that have hurt you before. Now we have the Moon, we have a card of Cancer here, strong water, strong intuition, and strong mystery. Now this makes me think of all the oracle cards that we just read from the Dreamsong Oracle. So strong water, this could be flood, literal flood. This could be flood of emotion. This could be mystery because things are changing, or we're going through changes internally and we don't know what to expect on the other side, and yet our fears can be magnified, right? What do I always say about the moon? Is it a monster in the corner of a dark room? Or maybe in the morning you find out it's just a pile of laundry on a chair. So we need to be careful in the moon times not to let our fears run away with us. And then the other thing is, this is the card of message of intuition. It's also the card of any psychic energy that you have going on. This would be a card to signify that. Excuse me, I'm going to pick up. Now, what else do we have for Pisces, please? Pisces is absorbing. Pisces is in a state of transformation. Cannot clearly see what's up ahead. Okay, we have lots of things for you, Pisces. We have here the Lover's card. So maybe we are in a situation now where we are thinking about very close relationships. They could be romantic, but they don't have to be. But they are not just your run-of-the-mill day-to-day acquaintances. These are very close relationships. So this is coming up in the same reading where we have the Three of Swords, and we have also here the Seven of Pentacles. What have we invested? What are we waiting for? We've invested and then we waited for an outcome. Okay, like we've mixed up our bread and we've let the dough rise and we waited for it to bake, and now we want to see what is the product. Okay, this can be a card of checking something all the time. Is there any process yet? Is there any progress? It can be the card of waiting for something. What are you waiting for? Whatever it is, it's probably coming slow, because here now also we have the Knight of Pentacles. It's just stable and reliable. This one is going to get the job done. Yes, he is, but he is not in any particular hurry. This is like the earth changing on geological time. It's like, yes, the earth is changing. The tectonic plates are shifting underneath your feet. Very slowly, okay? So what are we doing here, Pisces? Are we slowly healing a hurt from the past? And has it triggered our psychic awareness? A relationship, very close relationship that was so important to us, and we really invested ourselves in it heavily. We had so much hope, but our heart was broken by it, and we're in the process learning from that experience. But it's a slow, steady plodding along. Sometimes we feel defensive. Sometimes we put up our boundaries and we don't want to let new people or new experiences in. We're not ready yet. We're still processing. Is that what we're doing, Pisces? But new times will come. Then this is the little firebrand, the little firecracker, the Page of Wands, okay? Page of Wands has a message. Always the page has a message. But this one is so exuberant and excited to do new things and play. This one is a playful page. So I don't think you will feel so heavy of heart forever and ever. I think it's a message that better times will come, Pisces. Let's see what is a message of the little Page of Wands here. Either that, Pisces, or maybe you have a little child in your life prominently. Maybe you're protecting that child, or maybe you're protecting your inner child here. And I'll show you in a minute what I mean by that. Maybe you're protecting your inner child. You see? Now we have here the card, this can be of delusions. Is it bad enough to be delusions, or is it just so many things that you don't know where to begin? You know, this can be the card of having a lot on your mind. And it's on a continuum. It can just be a lot on your mind. It can be a decision. There's so many things to decide. You can't make up your mind. It could be, there's so many things to do. You don't know where to start. And this is also a card of cups. It could be, you have so many emotions. You couldn't even begin to talk about them. There's so many. They keep you preoccupied. It can run the extreme of, feeling like you're delusional. Where are you on that continuum? Because we also have now flipped over in the deck is this Devil card. So you're confronting Pisces, your deep darks here. You've been going through something, Pisces, that has really stirred you up and activated all of your deep diving abilities. Now, when we start talking about these oracle cards up here, and the deep water and the floods and the moon, and listen to your intuition. It's all hanging together here. You've been through relationship sorrow, and it's caused you to do a deep dive, because here is the Page of Cups. And now look at the turmoil that this little page is in. Look at the seas, the raging seas in the background. Those are the waters of emotion. So you've gone through a lot of upheaval. But I think this page has got the message for you that you are going to feel playful again, my dear. You are. I want to draw a card from the First Aid from Broken Hearts deck. This is for Pisces. We didn't even bring out the Phexa deck yet. We probably won't get to that one this time. But we've been giving a lot of attention to Phexa. So let's go ahead and look at the First Aid for Broken Heart, because it does look like Pisces is processing hurt feelings from the past. So what do we have for Pisces? Who's processing their feelings? What do we have? Pisces is experiencing floods and deep waters. What do we have for Pisces? It's the Nine of Swords. Oh, this is the card. Well, we know what it is in Rider-Waite-Smith. It's the one where you're up at night worrying, or maybe having a nightmare. Let's go ahead and see what this deck has to say, because look at, she's got a lot on her mind, right? Is it like, do these two things go together, Pisces? You see the one who's got a lot on her mind, like they both have got a lot on their mind. Look at how that message is coming through for you in this reading. But I'm really reading for somebody who's dealing in deep water. And then, oh, what else would go with that? This moon, the mystery, dealing in the shadows where things aren't completely clear yet. And, then we have to follow our intuition. Okay. So this card says, irrational fears, face them with equanimity. Yeah, where is that moon? Yep, that's the moon. You're dealing with irrational fears. Pisces, I think there's a message here that maybe everything is not as bad as it seems. Kind of don't let your imagination run away with you, right? Okay. Let's read what the book says about that one. Nine of Swords. She's got a whole castle on her mind. All right. Fears, by their very definition, often defy logic and tend to be irrational. Many of those vivid and torturous scenarios that play out in our mind have not happened, and it is highly unlikely that they ever will. but expecting yourself to be rational when you are grappling with alarming emotions by worry, sadness, despair feels like a harsh demand. Nevertheless, those suffocating fears do not simply vanish unless you counterbalance them with the opposite. Yes. Which one of these cards? I think it was Craft Your Focus. This one said, pay attention to what you focus on because that will get amplified. So you're getting a repeating message here about that. Nevertheless, those suffocating fears do not simply vanish unless you counterbalance them with the opposite. The more you entertain your fears, the more control they gain over you. One way to bring in some equanimity is by accepting reality and its factuality without letting any distortions creep in. Now, this is the card often associated with distortions. So I think there's at least, I'm reading for a Pisces who is recuperating after relationship heartbreak. And then I'm also dealing with a Pisces who is going through some sort of fear and overwhelm, being stressed out, maybe suffering from insomnia, probably. And this is the state of your mind being too busy. You got too much on your mind. You can't relax. You can't calm down at night. What's the advice here? The advice here is to distract yourself with the opposite. So if you've been thinking a lot of fearful thoughts, then you're also getting the message to distract and detract from some of those fearful thoughts by thinking of things that are not so fearful. For instance, the 10 of Cups. Your happiest emotional life. I love this card. This is such a beautiful card. It's my favorite card in this deck. So maybe one of the things you can do when you catch yourself worrying is go through and, seeing as we're looking at the number 10, make a list in your mind, on your fingers, on paper, however you want to do it, of 10 beautiful ways that your life could be the happiest life that you've ever lived. The happiest moment in your life. What are 10 things that would make your life that way? Emotionally happy, emotionally fulfilling, in a community where you feel you are among kindred spirits, where you have no problem showing love and receiving love, and it's a loving environment and you feel secure. What are 10 things? When you get into those 9 of Swords moments where you can't calm your mind, go ahead and think of the beautiful things. I think too we're going to do the Earthcraft Oracle, and then I see we're almost up to a half an hour. We are up to a half an hour, Pisces, so I'm going to have to quit this. I try to keep the readings at around 20 minutes, and I've gone over that. I do too many oracles in the beginning. That's what it was. Okay, we need words of advice, encouragement for Pisces, who is processing brokenheartedness of the past and dealing with overwhelm and stress. Message for Pisces, please. Thank you. Let's see what we get. What do we get? For Pisces, please. Give us a good message for Pisces. Oh, we got, oh, do we have so many? Yeah. We have drought, we have ivy, and we have the inner healer. I'm quite familiar with ivy because it's been coming up lately. So ivy is the vine that can grow. She's very resilient and she can grow anywhere. She gets support from the other plants around her, and she's the one who can ask for help, and she's the one who can accept help and support and go and grow to be a very strong vine. That's ivy. So this one is about looking for the friends in your life, being able to ask for help when you need it, and accepting support when it is given to you. So, don't be too proud. And then we have drought. I'm going to look this up because I have not ever read this card before, but it's beautiful, isn't it? Number 8. Yeah, you've had a couple 8s, couple 8 energy numbers in your reading. Okay, let's look at drought. The drought card in a reading may indicate feelings of hopelessness. Oh, geez. Desperation and victimhood. Yep, we've been talking about it, haven't we? We sure have. Hardship after hardship can cloud judgment and trick you into believing support is not available to you. Oh my goodness, now I dropped the book. We just were talking about Ivy and her ability to get support. Pisces, I need to pick up the book. Hang on a minute. When you think that support is not available to you or that you are on the wrong path, you feel like the rain will never fall again and the parched earth beneath your feet will turn to dust. The more you see through this lens, the deeper the feelings of helplessness may seep until you are so immersed in despair that it seems all is lost. Oh my goodness, Pisces, we're in a deep one this week. I think all the water signs are. Know that support is closer than it seems. Even in the harshness of the desert, you can find water buried beneath dry riverbeds or stored inside a cactus. You may have to dig a little deeper or search in unexpected places, but don't give up hope and don't be afraid to ask for help. That's the idea that's come up more than once, especially from Mother Earth. There is still time to turn your situation around. Okay, and then we got here the inner healer, which we're going to look at. That's another 13. You've got 13 on the table twice today. And 13 reduces to 4, which is that number of stability and reliability, but not in a particular hurry. That's our Knight of Pentacles card. You have received an invitation to follow the path of the inner healer and to choose to do the inner work required to turn your pain into medicine. Like a tree that sheds its dying leaves in winter, you must let some parts of you die and fall away so you can not only live but thrive. This card signals that you have a choice to make. Will you take this chance and become a powerful healer, or will you allow past traumas, limiting beliefs, false ideas of self-image, and toxic relationships to push your beautiful light further into darkness? Do not be afraid to confront your pain. You are held by Mother Earth. Each dying leaf released is another rite of passage, leading you closer to your true self and making space for fresh growth in the spring. With time, the light of your inner healing will shine, illuminating your gifts of wisdom and growth and awakening the inner healers of those around you. So not only can you get your own inner healer activated, but then just by doing so, you can activate other people. And don't forget this came up for you too. It's beautiful. It says the universe within you also encompasses you. I hope that you have a good week and come to some clarity and get some relief. Remember, when you can't get to sleep at night, 10 things that would make your life beautiful. Your best life. Okay, Pisces, take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.